Man, this could go in so many directions. Drew Griffith and Cameron Todd, welcome to the Running Effect podcast. How you guys doing this afternoon? This fine afternoon.
Good. Thanks for having us on.
Couldn't be better. Appreciate you letting us join you here today.
Workout this morning. You already know for the YouTube viewers. Got the Choco Milk. What is the beverage of choice for both of you post run recovery?
Boost chocolate milk, 20 grams of protein.
I'm gonna have to go with water. But since our recent trip to Flagstaff, I've been learning a thing or two about the value of the protein shake. So whatever my parents put in the fridge is what I grab. It could be strawberry flavored, could be vanilla flavored, could be chocolate. I'm grabbing it and going.
Cameron, what is the water of choice? Do you like a specific brand if you're going bottled? People debate this sometimes.
I try to avoid bottles when I can. You will never really find me without my own bottle. But if I had to go with one, we all know the answer, Fiji. And, it's got the box, it's got the island. I mean, it takes you to paradise every sip. So feel free to sponsor me, Fiji, if that's in your interest or you're looking into the running realm. But I'm here for it. Fiji all the way.
I think a big focus, Cam, I know you want this. A big focus of today's conversation is debates and debating hot topics within running. The Olympics is going on. Let's start out chill. Jakob or Kerr, and then I also want both of your takes on Drew. I don't know to what extent you are here, but I know Todd is an absolute LeBron lover. I'm not in that boat. I think they're going to lose. What's the take on Jakob, Kerr, and then USA basketball?
So first off, Cole Hawker. No, I'm just kidding. Probably Jakob if I'm taking out of those two, and then I think the men's team will win just because I don't know, they're looking really good right now. LeBron's still playing well, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go. I'll give you my top.
Don't take
my
Kerr.
Order of my four. I'm going Kerr.
No.
Ingebrigtsen, Hawker, LaRose. I've been high on LaRose recently. He's been piecing together some amazing races.
Who is that?
Who? I like that pick from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Niels.
Niels Laros.
Yeah. My bad.
Apologies. Is it Laros?
Yeah.
He was gonna come on the podcast last year. I was talking to his manager, and then I think he got a little too quick for it. So if his
loss.
I know. Come on.
Yeah.
It's the podcast Todd goes on.
Yeah, and then Captain L'America is going to take us to the promised land, and I'll be witness to every single minute of it.
Did y'all see, I saw this on Instagram yesterday, the salaries combined of Team USA, the men's basketball team, is $5.1 billion, and the whole GDP of the entire country of South Sudan is $6.1 billion, and we only beat them by 1 point. The basketball team's salary is $1 billion less than the entire GDP of the country of South Sudan.
That's crazy.
I mean, South Sudan basketball is currently being backed by Luol Deng, so I mean, it all makes sense. I mean, Bulls legend right there.
Let's talk about some topics since both of you have both come on the podcast. I guess Todd has been a minute. Griffith is a household name at this point. He's just running faster. He's running better. Any rebuttal here, Cameron?
I mean,
did you have a 355 in you?
I mean, 1,500, absolutely. 1,600, 9 meters. We'll see about it. But, I'm just biding my time, slow and steady. I mean, I've heard that the tortoise wins the race, but what do I know?
So, Drew, since you last came on the podcast, I think you ran 357, or maybe you came on right after. I forget. 357, and then Brooks PR, you were a little soft. Took the first few laps too slow and only came up with 8:30, 8:31. What was the reflection from both those races? And then you broke 4 again. Forgot about that one.
Yeah. I mean, I was just really happy with how my season ended. I was really focused on just not necessarily the times. The 8:31 was really cool, but mainly it was just go out to Brooks PR, go out to New Balance, and just win those meets. And just kind of having that mindset leads to fast times. So, I was really happy with how my season ended, and just glad I was able to go out there and compete to the best of my abilities.
Todd, you joined the boy Griffith for New Balance Outdoor Nationals, closing out your high school career. How'd you feel about that one?
I mean, so I signed up to do 3 different races, which I knew would be pretty demanding going into it. And then there was a weather delay, which put 2 of those races on the same day. But I kind of enjoyed the experience of just going with the flow and understanding not everything is always going to go exactly how you want. And while I didn't really have the best of times or the best placement in any of my races, I still got to spend good quality time with the Notre Dame guys, with some of the other athletes who were competing there, and just take it all in because at this kind of meets, they take really great care of all the athletes. And so just cherishing those moments while they're still around and getting the benefits of just the high school experiences that I was trying to soak in. And of course, I raced hard too, but that's all just part of it. It's not just the race those weekends. There's much more that goes into it all.
Are you the fastest heel striker in the nation?
I mean, I've heard. I mean, that is kind of word on the street. I mean, people also say I'm the faster Ryan Trahan, so that's also kind of things that go around.
We got to get him on a pod. I know a guy who has his
He
number,
ran.
So. He
ran.
He was good. Hey, I was an OG. I watched those OG YouTube track workout videos. I watched him when he would go on the Texas A&M vlogs. The real ones remember when he had a shaved head. Any of that going down with the freshmen at Notre Dame, shaving the heads or dyeing the hair?
Don't think so.
There is some dorms at campus that they definitely do that as like traditions for football games, among other reasons. But I think all of us fortunately lucked out.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be good there. I mean, you might see me in a toga at a football game with my dorm, but beyond that, I think we're safe.
I'll be running through the pool in front of Touchdown Jesus first football game of the year, so you can catch me doing that.
Drew, I know a big thing in swimming is shaving the head, shaving the legs. That's normal, right? In that culture, less so in running.
Yeah, very normal.
Some people do it for running,
right?
Huh?
Yeah? You shaved your legs though, right? Or was that Clay Shy?
That was Clay. I have one time for running, but like I don't know. I've done it for swimming before a lot.
See, Todd, what's your take on that? Shaving the legs?
I mean, don't get me started. I'm keeping it there. It keeps me warm, especially for those cross country races late in the year. And rather, you can always shave it, but you can't always grow it back. So I'm going to keep it there.
Very fair, very fair. So talking about a race, I know that you were wanting to make Todd throughout the year, Brooks PR, chased after the mark a bunch of times in the 2 mile. Didn't end up making the meet, but also somehow ended up making the meet. Explain this to the people. Justice for Cameron Todd.
So I'm sitting at home. All my friends are hanging out together out in Seattle. I'm just down on myself. I'm like, man, I can't believe I missed out on this race. And in our freshman group chat, there's a picture of the welcome sign. It has the name of every athlete at the at the meet. And there I am, Cameron Todd, right in the middle of the sign. And so I guess I was there in spirit. But to speak to, I guess, trying to get invited or qualify, there was a few races that I really pushed from the gun, which I didn't really have much experience doing up until this senior year. I've always just had like great athletes around me and people that I was, trying to beat, but I'm just going to say how it is. I raced Cole Matisse in a lot of races in previous years, and so sometimes it was a little bit of a battle for second against him. But this year, even though I didn't win all my races, I really was just gunning for it, almost a bit of like a Prefontaine attitude. And I really enjoyed the experience, even though I didn't end up getting to go. I still am glad I gave everything I had to try to make it.
I know despite not making it, your times this year were still remarkably fast and there was still progress year over year. Is that something that you reflected on in terms of like you fell short of this big goal, but also at the same time, if you zoom out on paper, you definitely performed better senior year?
Absolutely. I think maybe I've spoken with either of you in conversation about this before, but something that's really important to me is just forward progress. And because it's not always going to be giant steps. You're not going to have sometimes it is fortunately, but as long as you're moving in the right direction, that's really the only measurement I really care about. And sometimes, like I said, it'll be big steps. Sometimes it'll be baby steps. But as long as you're making steps at all, that's what I keep trying to do.
So, see, Todd, for some background here, in the locker room before the race, I was telling Drew, I was like, dude, you can win this race from the gun and you can get the record. Go out there and do it. Make it an exciting race. This guy like half committed, and you can't half commit to a national record. What was your take when you saw that first lap split? I'm gonna hate on Drew here. Lucas Verzbicas, no one knows who that guy is. Okay, maybe my hot take is he should be out of the record books. Drew Griffith deserves to be in the record books. It's a shame he didn't get after it that first lap. What was your take watching it at home?
My first thought is it windy? I mean, is there a reason to not be leading this race? I mean, that's kind of what my thought was. Maybe he's doing some drafting, but beyond that, I couldn't really explain it. I couldn't tell. I think you should ask Drew what he was thinking those first 2 laps, if I'm being honest.
All I'll say is, and I think you'd agree with me, there's no guy in that race who beats Drew in any scenario. He's got the fastest speed, and he also has better strength in cross. So there's no way in which you beat him. Therefore, I think you take it from the gun. We're talking like it's before Brooks PR. This is the conversation I was trying to have with him.
Yeah.
Jay, what's your rebuttal here? I know you won. I know it's a fast time, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like at least in a 2 mile, from my experience, is like you always run fast whenever you're like either like not trying to run fast or like you're trying to like negative split. Like there's not like many scenarios where I've run like a 3200 PR and it was a positive split. Like I don't think I ran one like this year. So I don't know. I feel like it's just how the 3200 works is to just try to close that last mile as hard as possible, and that's what I did. But I mean, maybe I could have pushed that first mile a little bit quicker, but
all I'm saying is that, what was it, 408 close, or was it faster, 406?
I think it was 406. Yeah.
Immediately the wind is out of the conversation if you're closing in 406. You don't get wind for 1 mile and then it just shifts. Cameron, any follow up here?
You know what? I think that memory will probably haunt Drew the rest of his life, and I think it'll encourage him to push hard over these next few years and chase some new records.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, it was one hell of a race. Obviously,
yeah, it was special.
Let's call for Drew Griffith.
Thank you.
I'm a hater. I mean, I get annoyed at a guy, and again, Verzbicas could be listening and send me like a cease and desist, but he shouldn't be in the record books. That guy did nothing for the sport. Like he peaked in high school and then went to triathlon.
Hey, he got in a bad like wreck for triathlons.
You got to know your history, Dom.
Like he did run that at the Prefontaine Classic. So
what did he do in high school, or what did he do in college?
I think he went straight pro for triathlons and then got hurt.
Yeah.
It was like
he wasn't committed to our sport, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think he's partly responsible for like helping develop the triathlon center in Colorado, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's had like a big part in that.
This is a running podcast, not a triathlon podcast.
All right.
Give them their flowers, okay? Drew Griffith deserves that record. But also, like, I think I maybe talked about this with you, Drew, at the meet. It's like these records are so hard to get because it's incredibly hard to just fully solo. And you kind of experience that, Cameron, when trying to get a time. And so you get maybe one opportunity a year, sometimes two, for the weather to be right, for the competition to be on, for the pace to be on. And it's just kind of these weird instances where, to run fast, really everything has to come together. Even like Festival of Miles, which I think has really done a good job of like making sure everything's as good as it can be. You still only get one shot. Like I think if Clay runs that race 5 more times, he gets it like 3 of the times, but it just happened to be one of the 2 times. So
yeah,
same with you. I think if you rerun that race like 5 times, there's definitely 1 or 2 times you get it. It's just hard to get it on the day.
Yeah.
So, that's the beauty of it, though.
It is. Makes it more special. So what was the break like after the season for both of you? Actually, I think I saw Drew was like running like 2 days after. What's the was Schatz trying to hold you back or what? Did you get a text from any of the coaches? Yeah, I swear you were running like 2 days after.
Oh yeah.
You took no break.
So the way like Neil does his breaks is so I did literally the day after I raced, I did a run, and then it was like 2 days off, run, and then it was like, or no, it was a run right after the race, and then I took like probably like 5 days off, and then after that it was every other day for like a week, and then I actually started like my build back up.
You sure about this?
So, hmm
You positive?
yeah,
Dude,
but I did run the day after.
Maybe it
And
was
then-
that where I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
And
not
it was
done.
it was like at like 9 p.m. too.
Kim, what was
Were you
what
thinking
was
he's
your
getting ready for the
prediction?
trials?
Yeah.
I wish.
Hey,
Yeah,
whatever
for
happened to
me,
Danny Simmons? He came on the podcast, said he was going to try to run 13:25, go to the trials if he got the standard, and then go on his mission. He ran 13:25, but he didn't
he
line up.
didn't get the
So
standard.
he was one short. So okay, so he didn't get the automatic standard. He got the
Be
like
standard?
he just missed the automatic standard. So he had to be top 30, and then he ended up being 31st. Is what I was told. That's what I
that's tough.
understand. He was one short of the qualifying spot. So
Shout
I don't know
out
if that's
Danny, though.
accurate or
That
not, but
5K
yeah,
was that 5K was special.
yeah.
He should have gone out slower that first lap. Maybe you would have gone faster at your Griffith. Cameron, what was your off season looking like?
It's pretty typical for me. I like to take just a true week off. I think it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. It's just nice to quote unquote like feel like a normal kid for a week. I guess. I know that might seem dramatic, but it's just I like to completely just disassociate from it, from running, and then I noticed towards the end of that week I start missing it again, and as soon as I start missing it, that means it's time to get going again, and I can like feel that urge to get running, get working, and get better. So but it normally takes about like a week for myself. So you won't find me running that extra day like Drew was, but that I guess it's just different approaches.
What were the things you guys like to do in your off time that you normally wouldn't while you're training at a high level?
Maybe like I was trying to golf more because like I feel like sometimes I can't find time to go golfing while like I'm in season. I mean, I do like I try to go golfing over the summer, but whenever you have like a full day of like nothing to do, it's kind of boring. So like I don't know, I just try to like do stuff with friends, like I don't know, like I said, golf or just like play basketball, hang out, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's really all it is for me as well. Just playing basketball, uh, really just hanging with friends more, helping around outside the house more, picking up heavier sticks and things than I normally would. Just being useful in what ways I can because I don't have to worry about it. Tiring myself out before like a big race or workout. So yeah, just capitalize. And also I do let my diet go a lot on that week. Enjoying some ice cream, enjoying some brownies or whatever it may be. Just really I kind of let myself go just for a week, and then I realized that lifestyle isn't really for me, and then I go right back to it.
See, Todd, I know you're a big landscaper. How would you correlate your landscaping talent to running talent? Are they on the similar level or pro career
I
in
mean,
landscaping?
oddly enough, I feel like it does. Some people would say like, actually, I think I've heard it on a podcast here before, maybe with I think it might have been with the Young twins. Did they say they landscaped?
Maybe. Every high school boy has landscaped at some point.
Yeah, I remember them talking about, I think, like learning the value like hard work through landscaping. And funny enough for me, it's almost like the opposite. It's like I take just like the attitude I almost have with running, and just making sure when I'm doing something, I do it well and do it right, and not like cutting corners, sort of. So when I'm at like someone's yard, let's just call it picking up sticks, for example, like after a storm or something like that. Just not. I pick up even the really small ones that might not be noticed, just because I know it's all part of the process. Kind of like with running, doing the fifth or sixth stride, even though you kind of feel like you're finished. So just making sure when you do a job, you do it right. It's kind of an attitude I try to carry in most places in life.
Bro's getting deep. for no reason on landscaping. I love it. I
You
love it.
set me up.
So do the clients know that you're one of the top kids in the nation, or do they just think you're another kid around the neighborhood who looks like Ryan Trahan?
So there's this one guy who gives me a hard time when I lose, and that's about it. Yeah. He's pretty he's telling me asking me what am I doing. He's like, what are you thinking? It's like, dude, I know I wasn't trying to lose, but maybe it's what I need to hear.
I know in the fall we made a big deal of you wearing a Pacers jersey during Footlocker regionals. Any fire fits come out during the track season?
So kind of. We have this event in Indianapolis called Miracle Mile. It's just unbelievable atmosphere. It's a nighttime race, and it's at a bigger high school, so they have like a true football stadium, and the entire crowd lines up out under the bleachers, and so every athlete gets their name called out, and they get to do a run out through the whole crowd and high five every single person, and so I brought my Carmelo Anthony Syracuse jersey to wear for the runouts because it was basketball themed for this year. Every year it's a theme. And so this year I wore my Carmelo jersey, and then my dad told me I can't wear it because I was repping the wrong school, which I think was true. So then someone handed me their Mike Bibby jersey, which was pretty sweet. So I got to wear that, and that's about it. But, people really do come up to me and talk to me about the Pacers jersey because I may not have realized it at the time, but it's not. I'm probably the only person to qualify for Footlocker with a
Dude, we had this
basketball
conversation.
jersey.
I said it would go viral, and it did.
And I might be the only person to do it for a long time. I'm hoping to see it become a thing, especially out of the Midwest. You got to represent, but I'm hoping maybe it'll catch on more. But it was pretty fun, and I'm super glad I did it, and I'll remember it forever because the photos are just hilarious.
Drew, was there any influence from Cameron to do something like that? Okay, to the listeners, I promise I like Drew. I'm not intentionally hating today, but Cameron, you might not know this. Speaking of uniforms, Drew was offered the first ever Hoka speed suit, okay, to wear for Festival Miles. This thing, actually, this is for the YouTube viewers. It's in my closet, so wait 1 second.
Is this the short sleeve one, Drew?
Yeah, it is the short
This
sleeve
thing
one.
is so fire.
Okay, so like it's cool, but like my issue was it was a little too tight, especially with the sleeves. So like if I'm trying to break 4, and this is like you said, like you only get like a couple opportunities where the conditions are like gonna be like
race, bro.
perfect. Yeah,
it's a 3-minute race, bro.
No, I swear it affects it. So I wasn't gonna switch it.
Anyways, he fumbled there. He would have run at least 3:54. Lucas Brisbicus would have watched and trembled at the sight of Drew Griffith in a speed suit.
I could be convinced that short sleeves are performance enhancing. I mean, I think there is at least a second or two you can cut off each lap with the sleeves, in my professional opinion.
Very fair. So, anyways, Drew, back to the question. Did he influence you at all after seeing that?
I mean, if I had the opportunity to do something like that, I probably would. But
you gotta seize the opportunity. It's not just gonna come your way. You gotta make it happen sometime.
Very fair. Very fair. Okay, let's talk about summer training before getting to some listener questions and hot takes.
Okay.
How's the summer training been going? We talked about that off period, but as you guys got into running, sounds like a trip to Flag with the boys. Any other notables from either of you?
I mean, it's been going well. Just got my first true workout in yesterday, so it's definitely building up. But after a good old stomach virus last week put me out a couple of days, that kind of sucks. But just trying to stay positive, and summer training's going back the way it should have been going before I got sick. So I can't complain.
I've really enjoyed the summer training so far. It's always a little rocky at the start, coming from track season, going into cross country mileage. But then eventually you get really used to it and you start finding the joy in it. And I took that with me into Flagstaff I was feeling great, running around Indianapolis at the flat runs, and then not the altitude, and then we get the Flagstaff, and it was definitely a challenge. A lot of our runs would be all uphill for the first half, but I just had the best time while we were there. Just getting to run with all the guys and make some new friends as well when we joined up with some other groups. Like we met up with Anthony Fasthorse, and he was running with Drew. How many people would you say was there for that run?
There were honestly probably like 50 people.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had just the biggest crew going down a dirt road, and that really was just a special time to be enjoying the sport. And then, yeah, it's been going great. My ankle's been hurting me like this week, so I'm doing just some biking and swimming. Shout out Lucas Verbicus. I've got a newfound appreciation for the man. What he does, what he did wasn't easy. So, but all in all,
Cameron Todd of Triathlon confirmed. It's like the Saudi Arabia, like buying out golfers. Lucas Verbicus gonna take people from the podcast from running now.
It really has made me want to try one someday.
I gotta find this guy. We have talked about this man so much. I wonder what he's up to. I should just send him this podcast without any context. Just email him a blank link.
If I had to guess, I would say probably swimming, maybe biking, and then, I don't know, some running. But, could be anything.
Bro, looks like he takes the sport so seriously.
Dom, would you ever do a triathlon?
Would I?
Yes.
Would you ever do a triathlon?
Yes. I would love to do an Ironman one day, but more just for fun, like just to complete it. Like get a group of buddies to do it.
After college, hit me up. I'll do it with you.
Okay.
Hold me to it. I will join you for an Ironman.
If you say it publicly, you gotta follow up. So
yeah, absolutely. And then we could flex on Drew that we've done something he hasn't.
Hey, I'll join you. I'll come.
Oh, he's a follower now. Just a sheep.
I'll do it.
Let's Todd, let's do it in NBA jerseys, and we'll do a jersey swap at the finish line. That'll go so hard.
Are we going sub 10?
Probably not. In the Ironman, that's so hard, bro. I can't swim for the life of me. Like I can swim where I'm proficient and I would survive, but in terms of like Drew Griffith swimming, heck no. Also,
do you know who the Iron Cowboy?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. The Iron Cowboy. He did like 50 Ironmans in 50 states in 50 days.
Unbelievable. I mean, yeah, he's an all-time athlete in my opinion. That's quite the achievement.
It's always funny. I feel like swimming and gymnastics are the two sports where every Olympics you see some random 15-year-old that's like, where'd you come from, bro? Is it just me or does that happen? Skateboarding?
Women skateboarding, yeah. Yeah, I've seen I've had it on. There's always just there's always those athletes and make you feel like, man, what am I doing with my life? Like you think you're young and then you see what these kids are up to in the Olympics, or even Quincy Wilson. It's like, oh man, I gotta get it together.
Okay, I forgot about this. Looking at Lucas's education, he went to Carl Sandburg High School, and I forgot that's where Dylan Jacobs went. And every year they've got like the most cracked 4x4 or 4x8. Like they always break 740. So,
dang.
Yeah. Anyways, we talked about summer training. What else? Anything else before we get into the listener questions, hot takes?
Do we have any good Flagstaff stories to share, Drew?
There's probably plenty on Payjack, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about basketball. You could talk about you could talk about a number of things, but I don't know if that's like, yeah, I don't know.
Dom, that was the trip I found out Drew is an anime guy.
Oh no!
I am. Bro, come on! Everybody hates on it.
Get Noah Lyles off the stream, bro. Next race, he's gonna be pulling out Pokemon cards.
You never know.
That's
wild. What were some other my favorite moments we had there? Oh, we played a lot of Nintendo Switch.
Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah. If any of the listeners have played Chicken Horse, it's a great game. We understand it. Most some other ones. We found out Jason Parra. So I would say, here's some things I learned about every person. I would say Jason, he's the chef. Drew, would you agree? Jason's the chef.
Yeah,
I would say
definitely agree.
Jack is the parent.
Yep.
Agreeable. I would say Colin is the pot stirrer. Ryan would be the jester. Drew, is Golden Boy acceptable? You think, Dom?
Golden Boy's acceptable. Yeah.
I
call
mean,
my
and
boy
I'm
as
not
king,
giving
so that
myself a
lines up.
title. I won't give myself a title. That's not right.
Ryan
But
Trahan.
that's and then Noah is the.
You're Ryan Trahan. That's the title.
I am the Ryan Trahan, and then Noah is just the he's the kind soul. He's the model citizen.
Oh,
There
Noah
we go.
Nielsen, bro, that guy's the nicest guy ever.
Exactly, right? And him and his entire family. Yeah, they're all. It's been great getting to know them a little better over the last month or two.
I guess one final serious question for you guys before diving into some of this stuff. I know Sparks, Chats, and Neil are all going to listen to this. What's something they should know before really getting their hands full in less than a month here? Should they be worried?
I don't know. Maybe for some of us. I'm just kidding. With all,
What do you mean by that?
Mine is not. No, I was just talking about Ryan breaking like 3 axes at Brooks or he's always doing something.
Locker room's going to be in shambles.
Yeah.
I mean, from Drew, he's throwing shade at Ryan for no reason. Ryan's
my homie.
All right.
Ryan was not a safe man to be around at Brooks PR, can confirm. He was throwing these axes like he had no care for life. Cam, what you got? Word to the coaches. Irish takeover soon?
Very soon. But also, maybe this isn't the time to do it, but I'm very thankful for them just giving us an opportunity to just show them what we've got. So I really just can't wait to get there, in all honesty. I wish I had a funny remark, but sometimes I really don't. So this is one of those times. I'm just thankful that they're going to let us do our thing.
I guess one more question off of that. Obviously, Notre Dame plays second. Men's team score a few years back. They've been consistently solid over the years, but a long time since a podium. How you guys feel? Obviously, it's a 4-year sport in college, sometimes 5, but minimally 4, unless Drew goes and runs like 340 and goes pro out of college. Wouldn't put
Don't
it past
say that.
Boy.
No, he's not leaving.
Or pulls a Lucas Verzbekis and just falls off the map and then gets talked about on a podcast 15 years later. But are you guys excited about the long-term vision of building up this team? And what do you think it's going to take to bring one home to South Bend?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to just get some time under our belts. Cause I don't know, we're going in right now, but I feel like it's just thinking about the long game, because I think we're gonna be good every year that we're on the team, and it's just gonna keep getting better. So I think the team's in a really good spot right now, and I think hopefully we can add some really good talent to the team.
What I would say is just really hoping for us all just to have good health while we're working and competing, because I think that's really the biggest question, the biggest if almost, and then also just praying that the stars align at one point or another, because we talked about it for the big high school races when you're trying to run a good time. Sometimes that's really what needs to happen. Just everything needs to go right. Just even one day is all that matters, and I'm hoping one of these years, and I really think we will, it'll all add up and just for the right time. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, and that's kind of what my high school team won our state meet for cross country my sophomore year, and a few of our guys were banged up, including myself, and we didn't really know what the picture was going to look like at the end, but all of a sudden we got there and everything worked out. So I'm hoping maybe without the injuries, hopefully, but as far as national titles and things, I think the sky's the limit.
Okay, let's get into some listener questions, hot takes. Let's start out with a scolding hot take. You want to go first, Cam? I mean,
we could circle back to this later, but I think we should have the Noah Lyles world champion debate at some point.
We'll include that.
Okay.
Unless you want to start
I just wanted to get that in there. All right.
Sure. We'll start there. I don't like Noah Lyles. I'll state it here. I think he's amazing for the sport, but his cockiness and arrogance annoys me. He thinks he's better than he is. At no point, I don't care how good you are, you just get your Pokemon cards out of here, bro. You're not that cool.
Bro, it was Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Same thing.
Yeah, I kind of loved it, to be honest. But
yeah.
some, you know, I think he has a polarizing personality, and sometimes it's just how it is. I don't really think too much about anything he does, to be honest. But he's always got the cameras on, which is a good thing.
I will say
Yeah.
his world champion comment. Fully agree with him there. Fully agree.
Okay, yeah, let's get to that. I 100% agree with that.
Same here.
My favorite is how he said he's like, world champion of what? The United States? It's like his voice inflections were so funny.
Yeah, and then all the NBA players, like Kevin Durant, was like, "Get this brother some help," or it's like somebody help this brother. They
well, the funniest is the TikToks where it's like, bro really assembled the Avengers, and it's that clip, and then it's like a fire reel of like every member walking onto the court. It's so funny.
He did. See, all right, my thing is, it's not that the United States is not like the best country for basketball. It's just, I think a world champion is only when it's everyone from one country competing against people from other countries.
Did either of you watch Sprint, and what was your take on it if you did?
So we kind of played it a little while we were out in Flag. Like, I don't know, we had it on the background, and but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. But I think it's good that track and field's finally getting good I don't know, publicity, I don't know, getting on Netflix and stuff like that, and that people can watch. And yeah, I don't know. I think what everyone's doing right now is, whether it's deemed as a little too cocky, I don't know, but I think it's good for the sport. So
I don't really have much to say because they had started Sprint before I got there in Flagstaff, so I kind of missed some of it at the beginning, so then I tuned out from the rest. But it did look pretty interesting and well done, so I'll be checking it out at some point.
My hot take on it was, running fans will all love it, but I don't think it has the same aura that Drive to Survive did, and I don't see it converting non-track fans to track fans. That's my take.
Yeah, I could see that.
All about the aura.
All about the aura. Okay, hot takes. First one, scolding hot take from the man, sub 4 miler, Jackson Heidish. Is the class of 23 or the class of 24 more historic?
I mean, okay, a lot of people are going to say class of 23 just simply because they had more honestly just clout. They had more social media grab, and everyone knew about heroes versus villains, the young twins versus Simeon and Connor, and that's kind of just I mean, obviously they were running really fast times, and they were able to just get their names out there and make it a fun thing for everyone. But I don't know, I feel everyone's just equally as talented. There weren't any I'd say it's pretty even.
You used the word historic, so I'm gonna agree that 23. I hate to say it, but I feel like they are just more historic.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, there felt like so many household names in that class, and I'm excited to see what they all do at the collegiate level, and I'm excited for us to maybe it was their time in high school, but it's going to be our time in college.
Yeah, they all got injured, so that's probably not going to be too hard to to one up. Rocky was the one who stayed healthy, got fifth at Neticum, and then got injured. He was the one who had at least a little bit of time. I have a few takes within this, and then you guys can respond to it. Number one, I think class of 24 was front loaded, had more depth, or front loaded was more impressive, but the class of 23 had more depth, making it more historic, would be my take. I definitely think the rivalries helped in terms of history, but you can't really, we didn't have a race this year that was like Festival of Miles last year where 4 kids broke 4. I think that race alone probably makes it the more historic class. Especially with a guy like Tenoda who'd never really run a mile, and I don't really think people knew his name. He breaks 4. I think that was big. But I think the class of 24, if you run a cross country race or something, I think they win. I think there's more depth there. My other hot take here is I think that and again, I know this goes against you, Drew, but I think Simeon overall was the best out of the 2 classes. I think you would have beaten him in a 5K, but I think he wins 8 through 2 mile. I'll even take him in a 2 mile. That's a very hot take.
Only
I'll
one
take
way
him
to
in-
find out.
I'll take him in at 800. He takes it 800 through like 2400, and then I feel like I got him in the 2 mile. I don't know.
He went 357 low. Did he run faster than you at Festival of Miles?
Yeah, I missed his record by like 0.2.
Yeah, so runs a little
So-
faster, and then does the same thing at Brooks PR. You did have a faster close, which I really like there, and that's a little hard for me to justify saying him in the 2 mile. But then it's the fact that 2 days later he runs 339 in the 15 and almost wins a pro race. I think that was the single most impressive week of high school boys running in years. That 339 really puts me over the edge.
Yeah, I don't know. Put me in a 1500. We'll see. But nah,
You think you would have ran faster than 339?
I don't know about faster than 339. I think I would have been able to like hopefully break 340 because I think that 357 converts to 340.1. So I don't know. I feel like if I had,
But let's put this in context.
people to
You would have had to
race-
run.
Yeah, you would have had Connor Mance in front of you to chase down.
But you would have had to do
That's
it 2
true.
days after that 2 mile.
Yeah,
That's what
that
he
would
did.
have been tough. But I mean, I did the 359 like 2 days after my 2
Actually?
mile, and I flew across the country instead of like just like an hour south.
Wait.
So like
First,
that's
wait. You're telling me it was 2 days after? There's no way. I'll fact check you there.
yes, it was
2 days, as in there's 2 days in between.
yeah
So
2
3
days
days.
as in there.
So it's 3 days after.
total.
Yeah, I think he only had 1 day between.
Okay.
It was a crazy turnaround because Brooks PR's Wednesday. He went Wednesday
Yeah.
Brooks PR, Friday 1500, Sunday Nike Mile. Why are balloons popping up?
Why?
Anyways,
Hey,
but in
all
a
I'm gonna say
5K, I'll
is
take you.
we
In a
raced
5K, I'll take you.
2 mile at Brooks. I'm beating him by like slightly. It depends on the race though, because like I don't know if it's down to like that last 800, he's probably beating me. But I'd like to bet on myself any other scenario.
What's wild is he took his break after track for cross, ran like 1 week, and then ran 147 at the like U20 Pan Am games.
That's nuts.
His
He
talent
took a
is
break
cracked.
before that?
Yeah, because he wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he took like a week off. It's crazy. Anyways, Cam, any rebuttals here or agreement? I hate to go against you, but
I'm
it's
just
a hot
excited
take. We're
with-
throwing out hot takes.
I'm
Yep.
just excited about what the next question is going to be.
Okay, Joe does not want to comment. I got it. Let's see. What kind of electrolytes do you use? Gatorade, Liquid IV, etc.
Noon tablets and a little bit of like BPN as well. I really like BPN stuff.
I use Noon tablets, and the first time I ever had one was the day of Arcadia. That was my first time ever having like any kind of caffeine for a race or anything like that. So, but now I'm hooked. Now I love them.
East Vikaram asked, spikes with or without socks?
With socks.
With socks in honor of Drip Chogi.
What? He doesn't wear spikes, bro.
Yeah, but he wears socks and also just
Yeah,
Drip
because he wears
Chogi.
alpha flies. Who's gonna not
Yep.
wear socks for a marathon?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's Drip Chogi, you know? So it's all about
You
all
look
about
drippier
how
without socks. You look drippier without socks.
I'm just saying, Dom, if you want to gain some aura, put some socks on while you wear your
No.
spikes.
I agree.
No.
I
Did
agree.
y'all see Jakob's comment about that?
Yeah, then
Yeah.
I told you this over text, but then he went on to lose to Josh while he was wearing socks. That's
No,
all I have
you
to
mean
say.
he went
He's-
on to run 345 after like 2 months of training.
No. He lost the argument the minute he went to race Kerr without socks, and then Kerr beat him while wearing socks. Ended the debate forever.
Let's just do a little sound check of Jakob, my glorious king. Speaking some facts here.
No, if you play the song.
The debate is probably if you're professional or unprofessional. So that's maybe a definition for every.
So you guys just don't want to be professional runners, which is okay. We all make personal choices, but
I will rock the socks and the spikes for until I am done running, but it also depends on the spike, because like some spikes are definitely like you could definitely go like barefoot in them, but I don't know, summer.
Yeah, that's
like,
how
you gotta
spikes
wear-
are meant
you
to
gotta
be
wear
made.
socks.
Talk to the
Nah,
developers
not-
of any company. They make them to not be worn with socks. That's why it's like a sock-like texture.
Dom, this upcoming spring, you're gonna see me become the best sock-wearing steepler in the NCAA.
I was gonna say, does Steeple change it?
Hey, nobody wears socks for steeple.
Bro, CJ does.
He does?
He's the only
No.
one. He was telling me he's the only one. He says he likes the, like, I don't know, the
Like the
feeling
grip of it?
the soggy sock inside of the spike.
That's not right.
Okay, another. So this one wasn't really. I guess 2-1. You guys win, unfortunately. Maybe comment down below on. I'll put a poll on Spotify. Socks or no socks. Get the people engaged here. Okay. Weird username asked: does Nathan Neal deserve more attention?
Yes.
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 Yes, definitely.
Also, his mount. So, little thing about Nathan, if you look at his Strava, he does the most insane mountain runs.
Really?
Yeah. He just does
Yeah.
like 8-milers, but it's like 10 flat pace, and then it's just like crazy elevation gain.
Like,
Like
2,200 feet.
he literally just
Something
like walked
ridiculous.
up a mountain or like jogged up. It was crazy.
Yeah,
And
he's a
it's
beast.
at altitude too, so it's like I know it hurt.
Yeah.
Quinn asked for Cameron, what does GI mean to you? Don't get that.
Yo, okay. I can't answer that. I cannot answer that.
Jared, do you know what this is?
I have no idea.
Moving on. Someone asked, and I don't really get this. Drew, why'd you pick Notre Dame over other big names like Maplewood, Oregon, etc.?
No. Wait, is it Coach Bryson?
Yeah. Should we cut that out?
Okay.
No, you have to
so-
explain the whole backstory on this.
Okay. So this
What's
guy,
Maplewood?
so Coach Bryson is this Instagram account, and I'm not even sure if it's like real, like if this is a real person. I think it's just like a kid messing with me. And like if Coach Bryson is watching this, like shout out Coach Bryson, but like so basically he sends me this long like paragraph during cross country season, and this was after I committed, and he was like, hey, like I'd love to like have you like start like look at our school, Maplewood University, you know. We offer a lot of great stuff, like blah blah blah. And I was like, sorry, like I thought this was like legit, so I'm like, sorry, like I'm not interested, I'm already like committed. And then later I just keep getting DMs like good luck today, or like there was one, so he made a like edit of like me, and it was like a picture of me running, and it said breaking news, like Drew Griffith is transferring, and he sent me this, and he's like, is this real? There's no way this is real. You have to come to Maplewood, and like stuff like that. So but
shout out Coach Bryson, baby.
yeah.
Also, you'll see Coach Bryson in the comments on any like rankings and things. Always defending.
So it's like
Drew.
Yeah, he gets-
Coach Bryson doesn't exist. It's just a burner name.
We're
I
not.
think I don't know. I think it is. I think it's a burner. It's just a kid, but like if it's like number 1 rating mile split Quincy Wilson, and then he'll be in the comments like arguing with 100 people like why I should be number 1.
I'm gonna reply to him, and I'm gonna say, what times do I need to run to get a full ride to Maplewood? And then I'm gonna say the facilities look crazy. Facilities
Yeah.
look
Also,
crazy.
he only defends you in full paragraphs. Like he's always writing a novel to defend
Yeah.
you.
Josh Inskeep 08. Who wins in a 400?
Between us,
I think so.
I got this
Shoot.
on lock. I got this on
You-
lock.
All right.
Really?
But, I mean, the heel striking, I don't know if that's good for sprinting.
Well, I don't do it when I sprint. I'm going fast enough. Like if you think I
Yeah.
go fast while heel striking, wait till you see me not heel strike.
I
I
think he probably takes me to 4.
I've got it on lock.
Jake Mooney asked, what was your final workout before Hoka Festival of Miles? Cameron?
Ha ha ha.
What did I do? I don't know. I think I did. I don't know if this is the last one, but I did like 3 by broken and 1K. So it was like 500, 300, 200 on like a minute rest in between those, and then 5 minutes in between each set, and I hit them all in like 73. It was all sub 4 pace, and like the 200s were like 27, 26, and 300s were like 43. No spikes, because don't wear spikes for workouts.
Braden asked, salmon makes better pre-race dinner than pasta. Opinion on this hot take?
Agree.
Disagree.
100% agree. I eat it always.
Agree, but pasta should be 2 nights out, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Fair.
I agree with that.
Another kid asked for Drew, is Glaz, GLAZ, the best operator in the game? And then also, how do you feel about Ryan Pajak's girlfriend?
So Glaz is the best operator in the game. If you're playing Siege and you're not running Glaz on attack, what are you doing? You're not good at the game. And second off, Ryan Pajak's girlfriend, you know, she goes to Butler and
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she goes to Butler and I guess like they just like added each other on Snapchat and started talking to each other. And I don't really know how, but all of a sudden I found out about it because Ryan's telling me this girl is like snapping pictures of me in the middle of the school day. But like, I don't know. I used to be like really good family friends with like her and her family, but I don't really have any class with her, so I don't know.
Another question was the WPIAL in PA is the deepest distance running. Excuse me, I'm going to re-ask that. Take on this hot take. The WPIAL in PA is the deepest distance running district in the nation. Agree or disagree?
Low key, I think I agree. Like, okay, so
who do you
this
have?
year in this? So this year in the 1600, we had 1 through 8 guys. So it was me. I ran 403 to make states, and then Ryan ran 406 to make states, or 407, and then Dale Hall ran. I mean, he went on to run 406 at the state meet. And then Rowan Gwynn, who is also like 407. And then Jack Bertram is also 407 with
Shout out.
like sub 9. Yeah. Shout out Jack. And then like there was like a bunch more guys who were like 413 and like 415. And that's like 1 through 8 right there. For
my only rebuttal would be I feel like there's probably some random California district that just is ridiculous.
Yeah. There probably is,
but I don't know, so I can't use that. Cam,
I think you take California out, and we're pretty deep.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but California is a part of the U.S., so they would be included in this.
No, they're drifting away. It's like breaking away.
San Andreas.
Cam, agree or no? You putting you and Tony P in this conversation?
Me and Tony P are giving Pennsylvania a run for their money. I must be honest. So. If we're going by classes, you could argue we have all of Indiana since we don't have classes. So all of Indiana versus his district, I'm thinking go Hoosiers. Well, I mean, not really, but.
I got you. Brant asked, hear me out. He said Luck Charms NIL. I think he meant Lucky Charms NIL. Would go hard for a Notre Dame athlete, I think. It's a valid take.
That's a great pre-race right there. I think that could really, it has all the food groups, so I think that'll lead you to the promised land.
They say eat color. It's got plenty of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Can I add to this? Cameron, what's your 1 through 5 cereal ranking? I'm just curious.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch got to be number 1.
Yeah,
and then Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs.
Terrible take.
I'll give you top 3. I'll go Honey Bunches of Oats at the 1.
Wow.
Cheerios.
Ooh. Okay, so we're playing guy.
Cheerios at the 3, and then like those little peanut butter like corn balls at the 2.
Get this man out of here. He definitely is from Indianapolis.
Very interesting cereal take.
Actually, hold up. Move the 2 and 3 down. Special K strawberry goes to the 2 spot with the yogurt balls.
Wow.
That's the good one.
What's your rotation, Griffith?
So it really depends on like the year, but 1 through 3, it's Lucky Charms, Golden Grams, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and that's really the 3 you need. That's it.
Is that the big 3?
That's the big 3 right there of cereals, in my opinion.
Our boy Noah Nielsen asked, what individual was getting most in quotes fit in Flagstaff this year? What does this mean? No comment?
Yeah, no comment.
I think you can
just
comment.
is that? I mean, do you want to comment?
Okay, so we're all at the gym for cross training. There's like a place with a pool there. Then we went and we completely randomly run into Colin Eckerman there. And I think Drew asks him.
Dude, that man's gym routine's crazy.
So Drew asks him, "Hey Colin, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "What do you think I'm doing? I'm here to get fit." So, instead of answering like what he's doing at the gym, he said he's there to get fit. And so the rest of the trip, we kept debating like who's gonna be the most fit by the time we leave. Shout out Colin though. It's all we mean that in the best way.
Shout out Colin Eckerman. Love that guy. Him and Drew got to experience firsthand. The worst part of you missing out on Brooks PR was post race at the track, watching a middle schooler run. What was it? 20 by 4 at 68.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shout out Eric Semling. Okay, next question here. Is Drew behind Do on the PA Aura list? What does that mean?
Oh, this was one of my campers from Project Gold. There's like a list of like it was like a TikTok edit, and it's like PA runners with the most aura, and everyone was saying like if I like mess something up in like dodgeball or something, they said I would like move down on the aura list. So, but no, I worked my way back up.
Another question for you, Drew, from Chad. Why hasn't Drew done the Butler cross country soul crusher?
Low-key, that's like a Nathan Neal like mountain run type of deal. So I don't know if I want to take my legs to that point.
Another question. How many times has Cam been compared to Ryan Trahan? I swear they're twins.
I'd say how many days are there in a year? 365. So probably at least 180 or so. Happens just about every other day. It's mostly when I meet new people or when I go in public or when I'm with my friends.
Get this man security. This must be such a burden.
Yeah, everyone likes Ryan, so I kind of go with it.
Another question. Who would win in a handstand contest, Cameron or Drew?
I can't really do a handstand, so.
So.
Neither.
Yeah.
I don't think
I would like to think, I'm going to bet on myself, me all the way, best of 7 series, I'm winning at least 4. So there we go.
Another question. Are sunglasses inside for races valid? That's a good question.
No, not at all.
I must say no. Yeah.
Unless it's like blinding lights, there is no reason that you should have sunglasses on.
Or if you're like by like a 2-minute favorite or something just ridiculous where it's like go out there and have a good time, I think you should throw them on just for fun. But otherwise, in a true competitive environment, I would keep them off.
Hot take: Yard is winning the 1500 at the Olympics. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'd like to hope so. Got to root for the Notre Dame alum.
But like hoping so and rooting for, like, you didn't mention him when we were talking about Jakob or Kerr. Rationally, yeah, no. What are you saying?
I don't think so. I mean, he's always going to be up there, but as like with the way he's been racing recently, if it was like 2 years ago, I'd be like, or like whenever he started like breaking out and he was running like 343, I was like, yeah, like he's going to be he could win this thing. But as of right now, I think it's Jakob, Kerr, and I think Cole Hawker's going to put a really good show out there, so we'll see.
Only time will tell. We're not prophets here, but I would love to see it happen.
Another question. Who would be the bigger upset? Noah Lyles not medaling or Jakob not medaling?
Noah Lyles not medaling?
Disagree.
I would say Jakob not medaling only because I feel
he's been way more dominant for much longer.
Well, I was going to say it's just the possibility of like a false start or some sort of like a hamstring injury and things. Just like, I think a freak accident could happen more easily to Noah, but that's just why I think that.
I only disagree, Drew, because Noah hasn't been as consistently dominant as Jakob. Jakob has medaled at every major championship, I think, since the Olympics, and he almost did in Doha when like Noah was barely. Yeah, so I'll say Jakob for that reason.
See, my thought process was that Noah Lyles is in the 100 and 200, So like he's got more of a shot. Like he's got 2 chances, and he's the favorite in the 200 by a lot. Well, I guess not a lot, but like But then I realized like Jakob's also in the 5K, I think, and
And
1500.
one
So
back.
like low key, I think 5K like nobody really touches him. Just the way he races. I don't know.
A few more questions. One from this guy looks sick. His profile pic. So everyone go give him a follow. His name is Cameron_J_Todd. He said, "Who's winning a basketball mile? See Todd or Dom the dog?"
Dom, what are your thoughts?
I mean, rationally, you have because even if I'm better at dribbling a basketball, which I would take myself in that endeavor, I think your leg speed. I mean, what's your PR on the mile?
408.
Okay, I think in peak shape, I could go down to maybe 435, and so I just think that gap is too much.
All right, let's give it what kind of mile are you beating me in? Like milk mile per chance?
Up a mountain, I'd beat you.
You think you got me on
a Nathan Neal mile? I'll beat you. I think.
All right, well,
maybe
just name time and place. But I was thinking. All right, that sounds good.
Go for it. You were thinking what?
I was just trying to engage the conversation about the kind of miles where it's like you have to do one of something a lap or like stuff around the track. Like during COVID, I think it's kind of like a bit of a bummer that people have stopped. I feel like doing a lot of the fun mile challenges that I was seeing a lot. So I hope they start being brought back. Maybe there's an opening there for you for some content. But
here's the mile
I always really enjoyed those.
If you had a basketball court right next to the track, and after every lap, you had to make 4 threes.
Who's winning, you or me?
I would win.
Okay. I like that.
I'm a sharpshooter.
I like that a lot. All right.
We'll see. I think of other. I'm trying to think. I mean, you're just so much better that the gap is.
I appreciate that.
Even in that, even if I made 4 threes right away, I don't know.
I saw on YouTube like a few months ago, I saw someone do a burrito bowl mile. Each lap, you got to eat a burrito bowl.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely insane. Another question or a hot take. It says Leo Young with the better than Drew Griffith sign. I will fully disagree there if you look at stats.
I mean, I'm not going to get into it.
I
respect him.
On paper, faster mile, faster 2 mile, faster 5K. Won a national championship in cross. Yeah. Wouldn't you say? I love Leo, but
yeah, back me up, bro.
Next one. Cam is absolutely ducking. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Drew. I'm an honest man when I can go against you in one setting, but also back you up. This is how you know I'm not fake, unlike Ryan Trahan over there. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. What courses are harder, Midwest or Northeast?
I'm going to go Northeast.
I'm going to go Midwest.
I think your regional course might be a little tougher because
Kenosha.
like Van Cortlandt is just like weird. There's nothing like tough about it in my opinion. It's got like 250 feet of elevation and like people say it's hard, but it's like we're running over like railroad ties, so you can't even move that fast anyways. So I don't know. That course is just weird.
Are we counting like New York as part of the Northeast?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to Northeast just because their NXR course, like
what's it called? I can't remember.
Van Cortlandt Park.
But no, Van Cortlandt's tough, but there's one the Northeast Regional. I don't remember what it's called, but like it was the one that like Byron Grievous ran this year.
Oh,
that one's tough.
That's not Van Cortlandt?
No, because it's different. Because Van Cortlandt's for Footlocker. Well, it used to be until it got switched to the one up in Boston. But
I know what you're talking about. I know the finish is super high up.
Yeah.
Question for Cam. We'll wrap up here soon. Ask Cam whose favorite runner is at IU. It's got to be Tony P. It's got to be.
All right, I'm just before I don't want to be hasty and answer too quick. This is an important question. I got to think about it. I'm trying to think who asked. I'm trying to think who asked it. I'm trying to think who asked it. I got to be careful with my words here. Fine, I'll go Tony P. P.
A guy named Braden Henkel asked.
Oh no! Sorry, Braden. No. Yeah, I'm lying. Edit out Tony Pete. Braden Hinkle is my favorite runner.
You know, if I learned anything today, it's that Cameron Todd is trying to please everyone at once.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a man
It's not
of the people.
easy.
Braden asked, "Is the JUCO route underrated?" That's a hot take, maybe. I'd say it's probably normally rated.
Wait, JUCO? Oh, hold
Junior
up.
college.
JUCO route. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking like a running route.
Oh.
Not like the 0 to hero grind.
I wonder what
Okay,
Ryan Pajak thinks of the JUCO route.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to get his thoughts on it.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. All right, split shorts or half tights?
Bro, you just dodged the question.
I don't. What do you want me to say about the JUCO
I don't really.
route?
I don't really know much
I
about
don't
the
know.
JUCO
I don't
route.
Yeah,
really
you
have
could
anything
you could
to
just say no comment or
Yeah,
my
it's properly rated.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Properly rated. So half tights in the winter, split shorts in the summer, and then
So
for
oh, wait,
racing, racing half tights up to the mile, split shorts 2 mile and up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you talking training or racing?
You can answer it in as much depth as you'd like.
Okay, so like, I'm just gonna go racing. Cross country, it's split shorts all the way, and then any time on the track is just half tights.
So Dom, I'd like you to know, you've not fully converted me, but since we ran together in California, that was my first time ever running in half tights, and I was pretty against them until then. But I've come to love them, and I reserve them only for colder runs normally, and when I run out of my split shorts. But I don't hate them anymore. But you won't see me racing in them unless it's a 400.
See Todd, statement here, hot take. The drippiest you've ever been for a workout is that San Diego pre-Footlocker workout. Yes or no?
Absolutely, I agree. Shout out Xavier for those shots. That was a memory I'll never forget. And thanks for letting me join you, Dom. It was really fun. I had a good time that day.
That was so much fun.
And it got a lot of views.
Dude, it got we're up to 250, bro.
I know, it's pretty sweet.
How about you want to share the story with Drew of I think his name was Jordan Haney or something? So basically what happened is I was sure Cam had some 300s. I said I'd pace him because he asked. I thought it'd be fun, shoot a little video, and nothing was really going on Wednesday because the athletes weren't there. So I was like, oh, what's a track nearby? And it's like, what was it? San Diego something university?
Yeah.
University of San Diego?
Yeah, and they had a really nice track. So I go through their team's roster to see if anyone follows me on it, and this guy named Jordan does. So I DM him, and I'm like, hey, is the track normally open? And I think he said yes. So we end up going. And as we walk in, we look at the stadium records, and we're joking. We're joking about how Cam could beat every single one. Pick up the story from here, Cam, if you remember.
So in my head, we walk down the bleachers, get down on the track, and then he
DM'd me.
He finally he just DMs Dom again, and I forget exactly what he says.
He was like, "Was that y'all talking about our records?" ? But he was still standing. He was still in the stands.
Heard us,
and we didn't know it was him. It was so awkward.
Yeah, and he heard what Dom said. And
Jordan, if you're listening, we love you. But
yeah,
we were like, do we turn around?
Why didn't he come say hi? That's what I didn't understand. Why didn't he come talk to us?
Yeah, we passed him. He didn't say anything. But I will stand on business. Cam could break every single one of those national record or school records.
Yes, every national record I've got it.
Let's go, baby. Including Lucas Verzbekis. Okay, next question from Levi Knuth. If you're running down the Olentangy Trail, do you trust your friend to get you back by 11 miles?
I don't know what.
I can fill in context. This was on last Thursday, and my buddy just absolutely had no clue where he was going, and he did get us back by 11 miles, but he had no clue. So I guess I would frame the question of would you trust a friend to get you back on time during a route? If it's Levi, no, absolutely not.
I have one friend and one friend only who I'll trust. Everyone else, I don't have faith.
Levi also asked loops or out and backs.
Out and backs.
Loops.
I'm a strong out and back.
Depends on the run. Okay, let's end with this, boys. NXN or Footlocker? Which one? What? How do we frame the
Well,
question? at Brooks?
locker.
How do we frame the question at Brooks?
It was
Because it matters. It matters.
Which cross country national meet is more prestigious, Footlocker or NXN? And I stand by. If you say prestige, I think it's still Footlocker, just because it's been around for longer and it's just got more prestige.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to argue against that, and I'm not going to because I agree.
Does
If
time
you're
make
looking
something
at prestige,
prestigious?
one more
Does
time.
what?
Does time make something more prestigious?
I think so. It's the only like national meet that's been around for that long and like is consistently like still like Footlocker.
I would
Although
consider.
say,
I would
guess it's
consider
still, like-
Festival of Miles more prestigious than New Balance Outdoor Nationals. Festival of Miles is much newer. Same with Brooks PR.
it's not the only factor.
Time
it's not
does
the
not
only
make
factor.
something more prestigious. What makes something prestigious is the event itself, the history of the event, how hard it is to get there. I think, 5-10 years ago, the answer could be different. What would have to change for NXN to become more prestigious? Because if you're basing it on time, it never will be.
I think you have to change the amount of people that make it. There's too many I don't know. There's a lot of kids at NXN. Like a lot.
But you look historically, there's so many kids who don't make NXN that then make Footlocker.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of kids who run NXN who don't even try to make Footlocker.
That's true.
Here's what I would say. NXN.
Bless you.
NXN is on the trajectory to pass Footlocker, but if they really want to bury Footlocker away, I think they need to have it somehow where people don't have to choose between going to one or the other. So when you have someone, one of the top guys for Drew, for example, and he has to choose between them, if he's choosing Footlocker, it's hard to argue. The athletes are dictating what matters more, and when they have to choose one or the other, you pin them in a difficult place. And so if they're choosing Footlocker, I think that kind of answers your question almost.
Okay, well, we'll be here for another hour if I repeat that. So I'll make another poll in the Spotify comments. I want to see what the results ends up being. Guys, we've been talking for 75 minutes. This is here we go.
One more thing.
Okay.
All right,
This
Drew.
would be actually a banger long run. Like if you're going on a solo long run, this is a very entertaining podcast.
Yeah.
Drew and Dom.
Mhm.
When you use Normatex,
Oh, shut up.
are the
We're
lines
done.
on your legs?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Are
This
they
was a great
veins?
episode. Restate it so people can. Basically, the argument is at Footlocker, I had these massive vein-looking things popping out of my legs, and I thought it was because of the Normatex. And then at Brooks PR, I have update. So at Brooks PR, the guys challenged me and said, those are not your veins. They are marks from the Normatex. I disagreed with them then. Then I went to the Olympic trials with Under Armour, and they had the what's the competitor brand to Normatex? Like
Therabody.
You got it. Therabody boots. And asked the Under Armour people that, and they said, no, they are not, in fact, your veins. I can understand now. I still want to say they're my veins to sound cool, but probably not.
Oh, man. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. That was unfair, but it needed to be said.
Can you see why they would be your veins, though? Circulate
No,
blood?
no. Your veins aren't in like a hexagonal pattern.
Dude, I want them to sponsor the podcast, and then we can do the ad read with each other, Cam. Be like, you can see your veins for a limited time price of $3,000.
You can be vascular too.
Well, guys, any closing remarks for the people? Final words of wisdom heading into August.
Make sure to give the podcast 5 stars. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe check out a few more. Help the training go a little quicker. So that's what I would recommend. But I don't know anything.
Facts, guys. Drew, Todd, appreciate you. We'll run it back maybe in South Bend soon. And have a good one. We'll talk soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us on.